Welcome back to another podlog. This is Ash. I'm gonna give an insight on what's happening in my life right now. It's been very unsure moment for all of us. We don't know if the lockdown is going to get extended or not, but I do know a lot of people are struggling to find the right time to do things, or not the right time actually. They don't know how to spend the time that we have. We've been busy throughout our lives. We've been busy in a very compact schedule, but when we have so much of free time, we wish to go back. But when we go back, we complain, oh my god, I need holidays, I need time to rest. So I've been helping my mom a lot, doing all the household works. Helping has also made me move from one place and also has given me enough exercise for one particular day. I also help my mom with cleaning utensils. So my mom, I make sure that my mom doesn't blame me for not helping and sitting in one place. She also appreciates me, which okay tells me that I'm productive in a day. I wasn't sure of recording in home because we are all locked down together, but in my last podlog I told that my parents had gone out. There are 24-hour protection outside our apartment. Police, especially the securities, they make sure that we don't cross the 6 feet or 2 meter apart distance that we had to maintain between one person and another person during the quarantine. And all the vegetables and fruits, we get it right outside the apartment. There are people sitting, and the police make sure that we follow the regulations. So as soon as my mom goes, gets all the things, she comes back with my father. Obviously my father will accompany, and they immediately take a bath. So they do maintain the hygiene and sanitation. At a long run, when we need food, we have to go and get stock. So it's not possible for us to be inside during the lockdown every day. At least once a week we have to go and make the necessary purchase. Coming back, me and my sister, we don't have much work. We sit and we spend time. We found a new hobby, playing in the laptop together. We don't fight like we used to before, because we we believe that at a certain point of age, it's not worth the fight and energy. Me and my sister, like, we have been considerate towards each other, at least for this vacation. I didn't get any sort of chance to talk to my best friends at all. Sad part is that I don't even know if they actually miss me, or if they feel that they want to talk to me. I don't want to disturb the other people. They might be with their family, so I don't want to disturb that kind of environment. So I chose not to talk. Doesn't mean that I don't want to talk to them. I do want to talk to them really badly. Probably they might be doing some important work, or they might be doing an online assignment to submit, or they might be busy. So I don't want to like just step in and message, hey, hi, how are you, and all those things. Obviously I am someone who devotes a particular free time, even if I'm busy, just to talk to someone that I want to talk to. But I realized at one point of time that not everyone are like that. They only talk to you if they're free, if they can talk, or they can spend time to talk. So I'm not like that. And when I realized that this is what people act, this is how people do, I was really taken back. I was really disappointed. I couldn't accept it immediately. One of the thing that we all face, which creates a huge disappointment, is accepting the reality. I would like to give one more example about this. I asked my friend to teach me something. I asked him to teach me about AutoCAD. I asked him to teach me about software 3D modeling, but he told me that he didn't have the free time to do it. We do spend 24 hours a day, 8 hours to sleep. Apart from sleeping, we spend idiotic time to waste on other social media and other things. But just 2 minutes a day. I'm also someone who helps regardless if I know it or not. Like if my friend asks me to teach something, I would definitely tell him or her, please give me half an hour, even if I don't know, I'll study and come back to you. But not many of them are like that. They tell you straight on the face if they know or don't know. Like nobody is really willing to help or dedicate the time. One thing that I've learned is when a person dedicates time for you, it means that they really want to help even if they don't know the subject. It means they value something in you, they value your friendship, they want to value the time that you took to ask them, they want to give back the trust to you. People expect to trust in a large scale intensity. I think all the small things that happen then and there also builds trust. It also taught me that just because someone does something bad or a mistake that's unforgivable, just don't see one particular incident that they have done. Amongst 99 good things that they have done, the one bad thing might be of a very big scale intensity. You will never want to forgive that person, but look at their 99 good things that they have done for you. They never got, probably they have got an appreciation for it, but the energy that they have put to do all those 99 good things is not the same as the energy they've put for one bad thing. Probably there might be an incident that they have made to do that one bad thing, or probably they were out of their mind. Always learn to put yourself in the other person's shoes and see how much time they have spent to do a good thing for you. Obviously, I know people around me right now, they they are not that good at expressing. I think expressing is a way of communication. When you express things, you make sure that there's no misunderstanding. You're able to express what's there in your mind. You're able to convey what you want to say. It also gives an opportunity to express how you feel, how you want to change things, how you want to start fresh. It's already been such an exhausting podlog because it's full of what had happened with me. I don't want to end this podlog with a message because this entire podlog has been a very long, exhausting, messagey conversation. But like used to say in all the podcasts, I really miss Hash. I really miss my best friend. Let's call my best friend Prash. I really miss him a lot, and I do really miss my other friend Sash. Let's call him Sash. I really miss Prash and Sash. So we do make up names with hashtag ASH. So my name is ASH. Hash is HASH. The new character that we bought in is Prash, PRASH. The other friend that I'm talking about is SASH. So everything is ending with Ash. So it's funny to make up names like this, but I'm trying to be expressive in conveying that I do miss my best friends. I do hope every one of you are healthy out there, and it's okay not to be okay. That's a reference catchphrase in this podcast. It has been the catchphrase in almost all the podcasts. So it's the motto of our podcast. It's okay not to be okay. You are unique, you have a story to tell. Always make sure to drop a mail, or sometime if we think you can also be a guest in our podcast, so that we can have a very fun chat and know what you have also gone through. We are also creating an opportunity for you to send in so that you can be our guest. I'll be ending today's podlog. There's a famous saying in the Maharashtra government right now. Corona se mat darona. Darona means fear. Corona se mat darona means do not fear corona. Do not fear corona. He was just an unknown person, so we are referring to it as a person. So I do believe that this will end and we'll all have a new beginning together. Let's hope for the best. But for now, it's important to follow the regulations that the government has given us, abide to it, and make sure we are all safe, we all survive, we all live together. Bye bye. Take care.